Hello guys, so this landscape foliage tool is garbage. I will tell you what's the best for grass, but first let me tell you why this tool foliage mode is the garbage. It is so bad I do not recommend this. If I knew how, I will delete it from my PC. Because this grass is not from that tool. So let me tell you what's the point. When you use this foliage tool and you paint your foliage, I think that's okay. But what I found out, you have like a static mesh foliage and everything, you can use it, but let me say on cooling side. So I paint this whole terrain with it, all this grass terrain with grass, and then when I flew out, my frames then went to 40 FPS. Then I tell to myself I want to see how cooling works, and when I'm using that foliage tool, you get this foliage actor in your scene, and that's all your meshes. But when I flew out of terrain and everything is cooled, my FPS stayed the same, 14. So I think that foliage tool is lying. It's not cooling anything. Maybe it's moving grass below the ground. I don't know. It's so garbage. And then when I turn visibility of that foliage tool, then my FPS went to the standard. So it have like not regular cooling. It do not matter. It's like I don't know how it will work. It's false cooling. And then when you paint with it, I think I just guessing what it do. When you paint with it, it gets slower and slower. When you hit like 100k instances, then I think it's looped through every single instance to set the new one, I think. And I want to make a real functional game, and that's why I'm making this video, so you do not waste your time on this tool. So this grass, what's the best for grass? So I will just run my game. So for this grass I use other method that's the best, but I did not set the LOD stuff, so now it's look kind of bad. This LOD it's so grinding for every single mesh, and I need to make a new meshes because this is just meshes from Fab. I want to make my own meshes because I want to keep the LOD 0 below 2K. But these meshes in LOD 0 have 6K. And LOD stuff, it's not set up now, but every single piece on my green layer in my landscape is covered with grass, and I cannot feel the FPS hit at all. So for this I am using landscape grass. So this is my main landscape material. This is not step-by-step tutorial. If I will recommend you this channel, and on this channel you have a series about it's long series and long videos, but it's very good. And I'm using 5.7.3 Unreal and it's working fine. I just needed to make a little bit changes, but you can find it in comments. So I hardly recommend this series about landscape material. For me, this landscape grass, you have in my main material, you have this node landscape grass, and it makes like your graphic card do all the work. And for that you just make landscape grass types for every single layer, and you connect it here. And that is this, and it worked the best. I do not feel any FPS hit. And if I open it, you have a lot of options. You can change everything, and you can add however you want, how many you want different grass types, and you have a decent number of options. So this landscape grass with this landscape grass types work the best, but you do not have the full control of your grass. The second best thing for your grass, that for me, is the PCG Grass. And I'm telling you all this stuff because I want to make good game. I want really to make a game. And my PC have like my graphic cards have like 12 gigabytes. I have 32 DDR4 RAM, and my processor, it's not the newest, but it's not that old. So if I cannot run just the grass, my game, I know that most people have 10 times worse PC than me. Then what's the point if I can not just run my game, just grass and this landscape? What's the point? But before PCG, I just want to tell you one thing. In Unreal you have a bunch of these pre-made materials, so you do not need to make a new material for your foliage. You just make material instance and add a parent. You have like 2 materials for foliage. I'm using this one, and it's work very well. And you have wind and everything, so you do not have to make materials for your foliage from scrap. So you see, this is grass from my landscape, all in materials on GPU. But what's the point? It's run better than PCG, but you do not have full control. On PCG you have the full control, and you can make whatever you want. Now I will turn off this landscape grass and turn on PCG. Now this is the PCG volume foliage, only for my grass, and it covered every single thing on my landscape, but only this grass layer, and you need to set that up. This is not step-by-step tutorial, and you have freedom to do whatever you want. You see, PCG, when you set it in these groups of grass, it look very better. But what I found out, for me, and I told you my PC specs, for me it's landscape grass run much better. But this PCG maybe in, I don't know, in 5 frames is the difference. So you can use one and another, and you can use both. You can combine the 2 ways of making grass, you see. And it's not like foliage tool. When it's cool grass, it's cool grass, and you have the full control on cool distance and on everything. This is my graph and how it works. I cannot explain you everything because it's simple graph just for grass, but you need to set for every layer in your landscape materials, you need to set physical layer, and then use that physical layer here in your materials, and that's connected with PCG. In that other YouTube channel you have tutorials about that. And what's the point? You have the full control on what to make and how to make it. So you can, in one and another way, landscape grass or PCG, you can set different foliage for your different landscape layers, for your rocks, for your grass, for your snow, for everything. So I just want to steer you in right directions for grass and foliage. So this will be everything for this video. So please leave comment, like and subscribe. Thank you.